Hey there, T-Birds fans. Ryan Smith here, and this is a brand new installment here with the T-Birds on Zoom. It is the Monday Blues presented by Mass Mutual. My first guest, a familiar face who you've seen on these Zooms before, Nolan Stevens, newly re-signed by the St. Louis Blues earlier this week. And Nolan, thanks again for taking some time to join us.
Thanks for having me.
So we've talked with your head coach and your general manager, but I'm curious to know from you, from a player's perspective, how did you approach the 20-21 season when it was a shortened season in the height of a global pandemic? There was no playoff bracket, no playoff format, and it was all just kind of something that nobody had ever really experienced before. So what was it like to try to navigate what everyone was kind of going through on the fly, and everyone was kind of figuring out how to go about it as everything was happening?
Yeah, kind of like what you said. We were all going through it for the first time, so every day it was kind of like you had to just expect anything to happen. You couldn't really be surprised by anything. We had a big shutdown for what felt like forever. I think it was 25 days at one point, and it was kind of just being ready to go with the flow and not being surprised by anything. But I thought the staff did a good job of communicating with us just every day, and we had a really fun group of guys too. Just being with the two organizations with made that a lot easier. I got to play with my brother, so just trying to have fun every day at the rink, and just try to get better in the process as well. So I thought we made the most of a kind of crazy hectic year, and we're kind of just excited to get back to normal and get going here in September.
I was going to ask you about having a chance to be reunited with your brother. You hadn't had a chance to play with him professionally, but you obviously going back to your days in college together. What was it like being teamed up with him again? Is there a sibling rivalry in that circumstance? And did it make it easier for you having the kind of split locker room between two organizations?
Yeah, I think just the biggest thing, just having like a bridge between the two organizations. I think um, I can't speak for everyone, but I think that definitely helped. Just get everyone together kind of faster than usual. I would say just because me and him knew each other so well, and playing together. We played together for 3 years in college, so that wasn't anything new to us. I think it was it was a little cooler just that we were playing pro together, and we're in the same American League jersey together. So that was obviously really fun. But I think just having guys get together faster, I think that was really helpful.
What was the biggest motivating factor as a player when there wasn't a real tangible trophy or award recognition to play for at the team level? Is it more so you motivate yourself because in your case, you were in a contract year and you obviously earned yourself that contract through your play? Is that kind of what has to drive the bus from a motivational standpoint in a year as crazy as this was?
Yeah, I mean, I think the way everyone was kind of looking at it was a developmental year, and uh, with that, a big part of that is winning hockey games and competing on a nightly basis. So we were all competitive guys, and every game we wanted to win, and we took pride in that. So we had a pretty close group of guys, and I feel like that helped us compete on a nightly basis and compete for each other. So obviously, there's no playoffs, no Calder Cup to compete for, stuff like that. So it was just competing for each other at the end of the day, which helped us, get through the season.
Your head coach, Drew Bannister, talked with us a few weeks ago, and he mentioned how it was a unique process to be quote unquote an associate coach for this season under Trent Cull and his staff, and that he learned quite a bit just in the coaching realm from Trent. What did you as a player take from Trent having a different perspective, maybe a different voice, a different mentality in the room? How did that help your game?
Uh, it was a cool experience having, so many coaches on board. And I feel like it just gave them a bigger opportunity to be even more hands-on. From Trent specifically, he's definitely a player's coach and a really energetic guy. And um, the biggest thing I probably took away from him is just he loves when guys compete and work hard, and um, just battle for each other. So, you know, that's probably the biggest thing. Just you got to earn it with him on a night in basis. And no, but with Cully, I feel like the biggest thing with him is getting better every day. And he talked about he was big on how it was 100 day season, and don't take any days off because it's gonna fly by quick, which it did. So uh, that's what I took away from him the most is just earning it every day and uh, getting better every day for sure.
Obviously, numbers don't tell a whole story for a hockey player, but in your last, what basically equates to a full AHL season, you have 49 points in that time frame. What do you think has allowed you to, in just really 2.5 professional seasons, what do you think has allowed you to attain that level of success this early on?
Um, I don't know. I just feel like after my first year, I was pretty frustrated with how it went, and just really wanted to get better. And kind of my year end meetings just took what they said to heart, and I wanted to take a step in my skating and my strength and stuff like that. And I just took the summers to work hard and just get better in little areas. And I've been fortunate enough as well to have really good, veteran guys around me that work really hard after practice and are always trying to get better. So just kind of trying to get under their wings, like Nathan Walker and guys like Sammy Annis, so that have done it for a long time in this league. So just trying to get better every day, and that's where I've made the most strides for sure.
It's time for your Monday Blues presented by Mass Mutual. My guest today is St. Louis Blues forward Nolan Stevens. Nolan, a couple of getting to know you style questions now for the fans in Springfield to get to know you a little bit better. A lot of fans here in Springfield obviously know of your father from his playing days here and really spending a lot of his playing career in the Northeast Atlantic Division, whatever you want to call it, and then spent some time as the head coach in Philadelphia and Los Angeles at the National Hockey League level. When you were growing up, you had a chance, as I guess you would have been 10, 11 years old when your dad took the reins in Philadelphia. So I guess I'm most curious, who was a player that made a big impression on you? And maybe someone, this could be the same guy, it could not be. And who is maybe one of the quirkiest that you got a chance to be around when you were a kid in the room?
I think just me and my brother both were a big fan of Mike Richards. Um, we just loved how he played the game, just 200 feet. And obviously, when my dad left and went to LA, they traded for him as well. So we got to watch him for a number of years, and we just loved his style of play. And I don't remember too many personalities. Um, I was pretty young when he was coaching the Flyers, but I just remember I always thought it was funny how all the Euro guys joked around, and they seemed like high energy guys, and like so we would always have fun listening to them and see them joke around.
I think every Euro is wired a little kooky
Yeah,
at times, and certainly keeps your life and our lives interesting too. I don't think I've ever met a boring Euro in any
yeah.
of my stops in hockey. In your playing career, and this could be you, this could be a teammate, this could be something you've heard of, something you've seen. What is the downright weirdest ritual you've ever seen a player have, whether it's in the room before a game, an on ice warm up ritual, something they do post game? Is there any guy, and I have a feeling Europeans could be involved in this question too, who just did something that was so out there that it took even a hockey player by surprise?
Uh, I remember when this goes back a while, but when I was younger, uh, we had a goalie that wouldn't talk to anyone on game days. Uh, I thought that was pretty weird. And, we were obviously guys would try to break that and get him to talk, and he just wouldn't say a word until he put his pads on. So I thought that was pretty weird.
I guess that's the origins of stay away from the starting goalie on game days. What is the most what is the most humorous, I would say most embarrassing, but I don't want it to be something that happened in a big game or anything. What's perhaps the funniest moment that you've had in your hockey career?
Um, uh, I guess this story goes back a little while, but my roommate in college, he got his first start. He was a goalie, and in the second period, the Zamboni, he was pitching. He had a shutout going, and the Zamboni broke down between the second and third period and melted a hole in the ice. And the game didn't get to finish, so it didn't count as a shutout. But it was his first game, and we were all so excited for him. But I guess it wasn't funny at the time, but now we all laugh about it all the time that the Zamboni broke and melted a hole through the ice and didn't get to finish the game.
If you weren't a hockey player, if you weren't blessed with the skill set to be a pro hockey player, what would you be doing with your life right now? And I'm going to make a caveat, and you can't say pro golfer because I think every hockey player that gets asked that question says pro golfer.
Yeah, I probably would have said that. I don't know. If I wasn't a hockey player and I wasn't allowed to pursue a golf career, I'd probably I don't know, probably something in like real estate or something like that where I can be talking to people and be outside and, not in an office as much. Probably that route.
Certainly, if that were the case in this current year, day and age, you'd be doing just fine in that realm, considering the market. Just was talking about the whole golfing thing, and it seems like all these hockey player types, they're all golfers on the side. And what I want to know is who is the best golf playing hockey player you've ever been paired with, and who is the absolute worst shank hosel rocket right off the tee?
The best, probably we got to see a lot of guys in this past team golf, and one of our defensemen, Mitch Elliott, was I hope he never sees this, but he was probably one of the better players I've played with. He was like a scratch or one handicap, so he was awesome. And then one of our rookies, Carson Folk, was he was new to golf, so he was hacking it up a bit. So,
well,
I hope he does see that.
Well, that makes me and my 20 handicap feel a little bit better. Who is the number one go-to musical artist you listen to on a pump up playlist on a game day?
I'm kind of all over the place. I listen to a lot of I like that Machine Gun Kelly. He had that album come out a bit ago. Listen to that. That's probably the most. And listen, yeah, probably that Machine Gun Kelly.
And MGK is a good pick as long as no one tries to mimic his fashion sense. I think that's I think that's entirely his own. That can't be anybody else's. This has been your Monday Blues with Nolan Stevens. Nolan, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.